Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. A fun video. A dumb video, because it benefits nobody. But it is just a fun thing to do. So we've got the new Protector Violet, right? She's got the whole gimmick that you can use battle skills in unlimited number of times. The only thing holding you back is your imagination and skill points. So we're going to test that theory in a fun way today. I kind of already did it for her own showcase by taking a fire team into the Claim and Tempered Edge. We got 6 stacks of burn and we did a lot of burn damage, but we're going to ramp that up to 11 today because we're going to do, again, something very dumb that doesn't help anybody, but we're going to take this team into a Predator battle. And we're going to go until Violet has passively stacked up to that 999 skill cap limit. And then we're going to use 999 skill points worth of burn in one turn. And we're going to nuke with, Tempest Elite Rimuru and Primal Demon Violet. So Violet will be getting so many stacks of, her new protector, and she will do a lot of fire attack, right? Rimuru has the 100% alt damage on himself, plus weakness strike, which doesn't matter because we're going into a predator battle, it's type neutral. But between those two, and all the stacks, and the alt buff, and guaranteed crits, and the physical buff, and alt resistance down, and the magic buff doesn't matter, but Violet's here because of the orb change, we're going to do a literal butt ton of damage. I might swap Megamine for Violet. I mean, we're doubling up on the alt damage, though, so it doesn't really matter. Okay. And technically, Reimer's already getting ult, so. But we're going to go however many turns it takes to get the 999 cap, and we're going to do a literal butt ton of burn damage, or at least see how much burn damage we can realistically do in an unrealistic setting. So, sit back. I'm not going to make you sit through all of this. It's just stacking for 30, 40 turns, I don't know. But I'll bring you back for some... Well, no, we can't do that because we have to wait it all. We have to make it as cheap as possible. I'll bring you back for something. Whether or not it's the final nuke turn or when I have some thoughts that I want to discuss with you, I don't know. But I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright, 21 turns later, we are at the 999 skill point cap. We cannot get any more skills. And we have already used the crit and pierce buff with Violet. So now we are going to add in all of the stacks of burn, plus having an EX alt with Rimuru over here. So for this specific segment, we're not going to use any of the alt buff, crit buff, physical buff. We're only going to use the small skills here, and then we'll come back, another however many turns it's going to take to get 999 skill points again, and we'll do it again, and this time we'll have the big time buffs activated, and we can see the massive difference in burn damage, because honestly, I don't know what we're going to do here. I do not know. So, this will be informative for both you and me. So, Rimuru's burn is more efficient. It doesn't last as long, but it's 30% per stack versus Violet's 20, but Violet's lasts for 3 turns, so that's the offset. So for this, we're going to use Rimuru, because we're going to get more out of it. So this is going to take a hot minute, because we just have to do it and, hit activate and hit it again and again and again. So we'll probably just fast forward through this part. Okay. We were a little bit short. We couldn't use Reamer's own buff because we were at 24 points and not 25. So we had enough to use 1 stack of Violet's burn. So let's check it out. What do we got going on here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12 stacks of Rimuru's burn and 1 stack of Violet. So 13 stacks of burn. What does that math out to? So 30 times 12? 360, so 380% burn damage right here is what we are looking at. Plus the Violet, she's got crit and pierce and her own attack buff. Rimuru has the EX alt, and that's about it. Yeah, this will be entertaining. Let's turn the animations on. Hopefully it doesn't burn the game or something, because sometimes when we do big daddy damage stuff, the game crashes. So Violet has also been getting stacks of Protector Violet for 21 turns. So she's up to 272% attack. So she will do a lot more than Rimuru will. But let's do this. Let's do that. We got the Violet Orbs. We got to use that because she's super buffed up. Let's see how much burn damage we actually do here. So Rimuru alt, he doesn't get stacks of Violet or anything. He doesn't have his own personal buff going on. He's not really buffed at all. Every time we use his burn stack, he gets Weakness Strike, but we're type neutral. So he does 48k. All right, yeah, it's not impressive. Violet, she's got a little more going for her, because she's been stacking for 21 turns, and she's got a personal attack buff and crit and pierce. So she'll do a bit more. She does 157, and our burn does 931k. So almost a million damage right there. Okay, I mean, fine, fair. That's a decent number. We can get that higher, though. And we can do that by resetting this entire thing again, but using Violet's burns early, and then building up again, and then using the big-time buffs. And we could really make that burn number jump up, because we're going to have multiple turns of Violet's burn going on. It lasts for 3 turns apiece, so we could do it 3 turns early, get a whole bunch of points back, use more burn, and over and over and over and over. So that's what we're going to do. So we'll bring you back for what that run is going to look like. But this is a good starting example of 380% burn damage on very weak fire attacks. Okay, we are back for an almost perfect run. We are at 135 turns. However, like 20 of those we're trying to get set up for this specific moment where I don't have any orbs for 2 characters, and I could safely bring in these 2 so I could send a full 6-hand of something and get as many points back as possible. It'd be a lot better if this orange was a blue, but I can't spend the points to turn it because I'm trying to maximize the burns. This run was already tried. I tried to do it earlier and it didn't work. That's why Violet's burn is already at 100. So this is the second attempt and we just had to go further. But we're going to apply as many stacks of Rimuru burn as possible because it does do 30% instead of Violet's 20. But the downside is it only lasts for 2 turns. So it gives us less setup time. So let's go ahead and put this stack of Violet on. And then does this hand actually get us another one that we can safely send? Okay, it does. So let's go ahead and do one more. Boom. So that's two more stacks on Violet. We'll get a 3rd stack from this. Yep, perfect. And now let's apply just as many Rimuru burns as possible. We already have Violet's attack buff from her burn and her crit and pierce active, so we don't need those for the next part. We also have Shizu's pierce buff on her as well, so that's still active. So for the next turn, we only need 8, 16... Let's see, and then that's, 50, 60, 70, 80... 240 points to nuke, because the 55, 25, 80, and 80. So with this hand, we should get that all back, and maybe a little bit extra for a burn. I don't really know. So there's one, and then I'll come back when we've got them all applied. Okay, we have applied so many stacks of burn. So 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 24, 27, 360% burn. Let's go ahead and send all these Violet Orbs, get 248 points back, which is just over what we need. One more stack of Violet, and then we'll check out how much Fire Violet actually has on her, because I don't actually know. I haven't looked at it since like turn 80 or something like that. Ooh, very good hand. We even got a Violet alt, which doesn't really matter too much, but this will work out pretty nicely. So let's go ahead and apply the Violet buff. So alt resistance down and physical crit damage up. We have 2 physical crit units, or physical units that will have crit. We'll bring Guy in for Space Violet, and then we'll use his alt buff and crit buff. And then that leaves just enough to use Fire Shizu and Rimuru's own personal alt buff. So 1, 2, 15 points left over. Can't do anything else. That's totally fine. So we should do a literal butt ton of damage. Final stack of Protector Violet, and then let's check out what we've got going on. So we already know that we have 360% burn. Rimuru has, weakness strike, 120%, doesn't matter. It's all his stacks of burn. We're not type advantage. We've got 10% attack from trait, pierce power from 2 more traits, crit damage, crit rate, fire attack, normal attack, and then 10% fire attack from the charm, plus his 100% alt buff, because his is higher than Guy's. And then Violet. Violet has the 80%, but she has quite a bit more attack. She has 1,688% attack, plus guarantee crit, plus pierce rate, plus her own personal 20% attack buff, plus pierce power, plus this 10% attack right here. Crit damage, fire attack, fire charm. Let's go ahead and turn the animations on, and let's see how much burn damage we can do. We'll send EX Rimuru first, and then Violet, and then we'll just get so much burn damage here. So I'm hoping for a very nice number. So Rimuru does not have all the stacks that Violet has, so he will do inherently less. Even though he has an EX alt, it's not going to do as much. He should still do a decent amount because of the amount of buffs that we have, though. Inferno Slasher does 516k. Alright, fine, whatever. We're not type advantage. That's fairly good. Violet, though. Nihilistic Vanish. Gonna be a lot more than 500k. 4.25 million. And then the follow-up are all fire or fire units. And we burn for... Was that 19 million damage? Was that 19 million damage right there? I think so. Hold on 1 second. Alright, that indeed was 19 million damage of burn. 136 turns in, 360% plus a literal butt ton of buffs. So, if you want to do really stupid time-wasting things, Protector Violet can certainly get the job done. If you want to do 19 million damage in burn, and you want to sit here for probably the better part of 3 hours trying to get this, and then failing, and then doing it again later on. I tried to do this on turn 100, nice round number. I fucked up. Shock surprise. It's not like I ever mess up before, right? So, had to push a little further. But, this video does not help anyone. I think it just goes to show that this new Violet does open up a few fun possibilities. Not smart possibilities, though, because there's no way in normal combat you are going to get to turn 136 and have the ability to do 19 million burn damage. But, hey, it's entertaining, right? At least I hope you found it entertaining. Let me know in the comments if you did find it entertaining, but that's it from me. Take it easy, and I will see you all later.